Right, what's up guys, welcome back, and as you can see I'm on a different fishing location. Where's one there? And I have actually fished here before if you've been watching this channel for a while. Back in the winter I had a fish when this lake was completely frozen over, but yeah, it was good fun. But I'm joined by Lost and Fishing again, as you can see, and hopefully we can have a couple of fish out of here. We planned to fish Morton Fisheries, and it was shut. Someone had booked the whole lake, so we've had to come down back on this location. I had to get myself some sweet corn from the shop, whatever I could find. So fingers crossed we can have a fish.
Right, so we're now going to flip a coin to pick out these two pegs. We're kind of both looking at two cameras at the same time here, so bear with us. Right, let's see what we've got.
So what are you going?
I'll go heads.
I'm tails. I'll see if the camera can see this before I'll get the reveal on. Oh, there we go. Which one? Go, we'll show you both. Right, neither of you can see, and it was heads.
It was heads. So I picked first, and we'll show you the two options, and then I'll pick which peg I want. So let's get on to that.
Right, so as you can see, Noah's just won in the heads and tails, and there's two choices of the peg. There's this one, peg one, which as you can see is a very nice peg, and there is an island right behind me there which you can cast to. And I'll show you the second option, literally a couple of meters. As you can see, literally about 5 seconds of walking and I'm already here. This is the second option, peg 2. As you can see, you can still get on one side of the island, but you've got a lot of water, and the bit that I really like, and I do want this peg, is that tree there, because you can cast just under there in the margin, because I know the fish do like to come in the margin. But we've got to see what Noah picks, and then we can get set up. Right guys, so just before I cast my rods in, I'm going to show you what rigs I'm using. I'm fishing with two rods today. I got both my 12-foot Freespirits, and the rig I'm going for is I've just got some new lead leaders for these rods. As you can see, they're 1 meter long lead leaders, and I've got nice lead clip on there, nice 2-ounce lead, because it's only a little lake. You don't need to go any heavier than that. And then on the actual thing, I've got a 6-inch stiff boom, and on the end of there, as you can see when it focuses, I've got two pieces of pop-up corn which aren't massively buoyant, but they don't sink either. They're more of like a wafter effect on this. Got a little, gives it a kink, I forgot what it's called, but it gives it a kink in the hook. Size 4 hook, barbless, and I'm going to get that casted in. Hopefully that'll bring us a fish. Because I've rushed here, I have only got 2 cans of sweet corn as bait, but my dad said, thank God he might run me some up if he's got time. So I'm going to get these rods out. I'm hoping I can get one onto the left hand side of the island, which does go for my peg, and one from under the margin here, which will be really close in, probably 4 or 5 foot out max. But I know the fish do like to come out in the margin here, so I'm going to cast these in, and fingers crossed I get a fish. Right guys, so just going to whack the first rod and then going to go for under that bush first. Got the rig set up, so I'm going to whack that in, and fingers crossed we can have a fish. Right guys, it's currently about 8 o'clock, and it's been a while since I've done an update, but there's nothing been really to update about. There's a swan swimming around, a couple of Canadian geese, there's a heron over the other side. Yep, it's over the other side of the lake. I'll try and get a shot of it, but it is quite far away. It's just looking into the water, seeing if we can see any fish. But I've seen that move around a couple of times. The lake is actually, there's a lot of fizzing coming up around the lake, round in the left hand side of the area where Noah's fishing, and I've seen a couple of fish jump right in front of me. I haven't seen anything under the tree which I casted under, and I've been tricking little bits of bait into that. Little and often's better than a big lump at once. So I'm thinking I'll possibly move the right hand rod a bit further into the lake. I don't really know what feature to go to, but I'm thinking just a bit further out, somewhere where the fish could go in the deeper water. in the night where it's a bit warmer. But I was just going to make a hot chocolate, and you'll never believe it. I really need to start checking this. Hot chocolate, as you can see, unscrewed it. It was like, it's empty. I forgot to get a new one. That's a devastating blow. So I'm going to have to get another one for next time. But I've got a couple of pot noodles, some sausage butties from the morning, and some flaming hot Watt seats. They're not as good as the Cheetos, nowhere near as good as the Cheetos. But put your favourite crisp down below, let me know which ones you like. Mine have got to be Cheetos or the flaming hot cheese Dorito things. They're really nice, but they're quite hot. So hopefully we can have a fish, fingers crossed, and I'll be back with you when I got my tea on. Right guys, so as you can see, I've reeled my left-hand rod in that was under the tree, and I'm going to leave that until night because I've seen a fish, well 2 fish now, jump smack bang in the middle on my left-hand side away from the island. So I'm going to whack one in there, throw a bit of sweet corn around it, and fingers crossed that will bring us a fish. So let's get it in. Right, and now thankfully, because my dad brought me some sweet corn down, I can get some thrown in around that spot, and yeah, hopefully we can get a fish. Right guys, so currently about 10 o'clock, and I've just made a pot noodle. I'm going to have to do this with one hand. I've got one hand on a torch here, so the lighting looks okay. Here we go, chili, let me restaurant, chili chicken fusion, pot noodle. And Noah has actually had a couple of liners on his right hand rod. Bobby's moved a bit, he's had a couple of knocks, but nothing much. Nobody's had a take yet, which is really weird. But all the people that are fishing here earlier, we saw nobody have a fish, and there has been a lot of fish jumping and popping their heads out and that. They haven't been on the surface necessarily, but I'm hoping at some point tonight pushes them down, gets them on the feed, and gets them eating a bait. I've thrown some more bait out, and all we can do is wait now. So fingers crossed. I'm going to be pot noodle, so I'll be back with you hopefully with a fish. Right guys, it's currently about 11 o'clock. Me and Noah have been having a chat. I've been watching the water, and there's just been a swan going around, a couple of ducks. Heard a fish jump right over the opposite bank. That's a Noah swim, I can't get it to mine. But I have had a blip on my right hand rod, and hopefully there's some fish, because it's none going on top, so it must mean you've pushed down deeper into the levels of the lake. Could be a bit up off the bottom, could be on the bottom, we never know. But at least we know they're not on the surface now, so they're a bit closer to the bait. I've trickled a bit more bait in, so hopefully that can attract them if they are feeding on the bottom. Even if the level above it can attract them to come down and start feeding, so fingers crossed we can have a fish. But I'm going to hit the hay, get some sleep, and be up in the morning, hopefully have a fish before then, but who knows, for up in the morning maybe before. Right, morning guys, it's currently about 8:45 on the bank, and unfortunately neither of us had a bite last night, which is weird for this lake. But I've moved one of my rods around, I've put it over into the far margin. I have got to be careful though because of the 2 islands on chains. I hope there's no fish that will go around there, so I've put it pretty spot on in the middle, so there's no real risk of it going around. If there is, I'll just have to walk around a bit of the lake, but there's nobody else on the lake other than Noah, so it is a bit out of my swim. But there is nobody else on the lake, like I said. But if someone comes on, I will have to move, obviously. But I'm going to get my breakfast on. Got some sausage butties that I can cook. And I've been watching the water, and the water's gone really quiet today. It's almost dead. There's a little breeze blowing across it, but there's nothing much other than that. So all we can do, bless me, all we can do from there is just watch the water. Hopefully one of us gets fish. Keep putting some bait in, and who knows, maybe we have a fish, maybe we don't. But I'm going to get my breakfast on now because I'm starving, so I'll see you then.
Just got a fish, Matt.
I'm on. I whacked one over to this margin probably 20 minutes ago. Single hook bait, and look what's happened. This fish is going mental. I want this to come off.
Oh, it's a nice little mirror.
It is a nice little mirror, I'll give it that. Well, at least we've got one.
We've got the goat spectating as well.
Yeah, we have. We've got the goat watching. Oh my god, it comes straight over. Look at the fight he's putting up. I want to tire it out a bit, otherwise it's going to be
beating you up on the bank.
Yeah. say, he's a nice playing rod.
Lovely little fish.
Ooh, he is nice. Plus it's daytime, I get a good thumbnail.
It's one of the new ones.
Where is it? Is it from the bottom?
No.
And they've actually put new ones.
Yeah, stoppies. Scale.
And it's in the net.
Scale pattern on him's ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be nice, a bit bigger he is. So we've got one in the net. Let's get it out of the bank this first fishing session. I am over the moon. Right guys, so I've got the fish here in the net. It's only a little one, say £5 or so, but it's got beautiful patterns on it. And this is one of the new stockies, so I'm going to get a bit of fish care done and then give you a look because it's absolutely a beautiful, pristine condition for this lake. So first, I'm going to put a bit of water on him, keep him nice and hydrated. Never let your fish on the bank go dry because it'll kill the bacteria on the slime and it can kill them eventually. So first off, get my Nash Medicarp, and we're going to give the wound where he's been hooked. He got hooked beautifully in the bottom lip. I'm going to give that a dry off. There we go. It's got nice bony lip, this fish has. And then we're going to get a bit of the Nash Medicarp and put it on one of these cotton buds. There we go. Get a nice generous blob on that, and the fish will be thanking you. So get that rubbed onto the wound, both sides of the mouth, outside and inside of where it's been hooked, and then you need to pour a bit of water straight over the top of that to seal it, and that'll prevent it from washing off when you put it back in the water, and it'll protect the fish's mouth. So first off, let's give it a weigh. I know I weighed the weigh sling, that comes in at roughly £2 15 ounces. So I've got Noah's scales here, he's very kindly lent them to me. Let's get powered on. Here we go. Right, they're on, zeroed. It's coming out at £11, bang on £11. So when you bang on £11, so when you take off the £2 15 ounces, that's going to come out at about £8 2 ounces, something small like that. It said it was a small fish, but it is a really nice fish. Right guys, take a look at this epic little mirror. It's got some chunky scales on it and it's only come out at £8 too. Absolutely cracking carp. Caught us on 2 pieces of pop-up sweet corn from right opposite the margin, and we've seen a couple of fish jump, so I've got the rod straight back out. So hopefully we can get another fish on. But what do you think of this fish, Noah?
It's an absolutely stunning fish, and the scale pattern is ridiculous on it, and I'm sure it would grow up to be a nice large fish when it's older.
But as Matt just said, we have seen loads of fish crash on the far margin, so I've just stuck one of my rods over there as well. So Matt's had this beautiful one out, so hopefully I can, and hopefully Matt can have another.
Yeah, cracking little fish, beautiful little mouth on it compared to some of the fish in here. They've almost got parrot mouth, but this one absolutely amazing. So we'll get some photos and we'll stick it back in there. Hopefully it grows a bit bigger because this is one beautiful fish. Take a look at them. I've made myself some sausage butties and I haven't forgot the sauce today. I've got a bit of HB brown sauce. Go with the sausage butties, got with the best combination, beef daddies, beef barbecue, brown sauce, not tomato sauce. Absolutely perfect. But as you've just seen, we have just had a fish. Absolutely amazing looking mirror. It's a shame it was only £8, but it was the colours on it absolutely amazing. One of the nicest fish I've got to say out of here. It was really nice, really good condition. I did notice when I was putting it back though, on its right hand side, its eye looked like it had almost dimpled in and like filmed over like a white film. I don't know what that is. I will have like a bit of research on it or whatever. But if you could let me know what that is in the comments, if anybody knows, I'd be interested to see what that actually is. But I'm going to do a bit of research myself, eat these sausage butties, and I'll be back with you. So I'll see you in a minute. Right guys, unfortunately we are coming towards the end of the session. I haven't set my tripod nothing up because as you can see it's still spitting. It's been absolutely chucking it down for the past few hours now. Not a single beep on the rods after that fish. I really thought we were going to get another beep as we've thrown some bait in changed the spots, got it to where the fish have been, and we've seen some moving about, but unfortunately there's nothing. But I'm going to keep this outro short and sweet because my camera's getting wet. So as always, this is Matt Catches signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.